Living in Kona, we get to dive lava tubes almost every day.
And being a part Hawaiian, I wanted to learn more about lava tubes and their place in the Hawaiian culture. Our friend Gordon Leslie took us to a visit to some historic lava tubes where our ancestors may have lived.
So Gordon, tell us a little bit about ancient mines, lava tubes, and caves in this area.
Well, I think it's very clear that during the periods our early Hawaiians established this land, as you can see around us, we have probably 90% of vegetation we see today is introduced plants and trees, and therefore the land was quite barren. The early Hawaiians, I believe, when they came upon these caves, the lava tubes, it became a really important part of their life. And because of the intense heat of the land and the lack of shade from lack of trees, they used the caves a lot for almost their everyday life. A lot of the caves was used in early times as a habitation site. Small caves were used as just shelters where they would escape the heat of the day to do their arts, they carving out their hooks and things that they use on everyday life. So the caves, I believe, that we know in this land here played a very important role in the early Hawaiian survival on the coast here. Dates to the period about 1380, 1500, and the 1700s.
After meeting with Gordon, I began to wonder, could there be a dry lava tube that is entered from underwater?
That's a good question. So we did some checking around and looked up and down the coast for where the most likely site might be.
I thought the most likely site would be Red Hill because of the steep terrain and number of old lava flows.
All the big cliffs right along the shoreline there are perfect for a dry lava tube.
We checked some new locations near many of our old familiar dive sites.
Yeah, a lot of them were dead ends.
And some were nothing special.
But some were just awesome.
And then that one that we entered, that one gave me chicken skin, boy.
Well, we entered that thing and it like sucked you in like suck 'em up, except it was totally black.
It had to be it. We ascended into a big dry lava tube. And when the lights lit it up, it was a dry cave.
With a huge chamber, maybe 20 feet by 30 feet high, with red lava rock all over the walls.
It didn't look like anybody was living there. Or, didn't look like anybody had been there before.
No, there's no signs of humans there.
And of course, to show respect for my native ancestry, I decided to make an offering of salt and tea leaves.
That was such an awesome time, man, and I want to go back there someday, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Hawaiian Diving Adventures will be right back.